All right, welcome back to another episode of Table Talk. March 25th today.
Yeah.
My name is Dominic.
Martino.
Cam.
And we're back with episode 9 today.
Episode 9.
Podcast 9.
Just a reminder for everyone, don't forget about the swear jar. We're at
yeah.
$36 right now. That could be yours. All you have to do is comment and subscribe, so don't forget about that.
And once we hit 100 subscribers,
Yeah, so...
it'll be a random person, right?
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, once we get to 100 subscribers, we'll randomly draw one of you, and X amount of swear money will be yours.
Yeah. So sit back, relax.
Enjoy.
Also, check the description for timestamps of the topic in case there's something you find interesting within those topics. You can skip right to it.
There you go, yeah.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen.
Sit back and enjoy the thrilling 6D experience that is
Be
Table
ready.
Talk.
60, okay.
Crack a beer if you're of age. If not,
Crack
get a
an
Sprite.
orange juice.
Yeah.
Crack a cold orange juice.
Yeah.
Even if you're of age, still crack an orange juice.
Yeah.
I enjoy nice orange juice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I enjoy my vitamin C, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm a iron kind of guy.
I don't even know what that means.
Like iron's a vitamin. Like yeah.
But what drink has iron in it? Like enough iron to be like, oh, I'm gonna get that drink because it has iron.
What is it, like pomade or pomegranate? The pomegranate drink?
I think it's vitamin C.
No,
I don't know.
No. I think it has everything but vitamin C.
Stop.
It's pretty much just like a vitamin to go.
We could search it up. But I'm pretty sure it's vitamin C.
And pomegranate.
Pomegranate juice.
It's pomade, isn't it? The one.
The drink is called pomade.
Yeah.
But just look up vitamin in pomegranate.
No.
Anyway.
I'm gonna stick to it and search a pomegranate.
While he's searching, what have you guys been up to this week? Or what's been the rundown?
Rundown's been pretty good, Same old.
It's not pomade.
It's called POMME, I think.
Oh,
Palm. I think it's just called Palm.
Oh, yeah, it is.
MME.
Oh, yeah.
Palm.
Drink.
Okay.
Look up drink.
Okay.
You guys go back to what you're doing.
We're just off the rails right now. My week was good.
Yeah,
Nothing
same.
interesting.
Yeah, it's been a good week.
Yeah.
I got a new phone yesterday. That's alright.
Yeah.
What kind of phone?
I got an S9 Plus. And
S9 Plus. Samsung S9 Plus.
I have no iPhone.
I was trying to take and I had to swear out of them.
Yeah, I almost did too. You almost got me.
How do you like it?
You know what? I'll say
I
this.
can sum up the S9.
The first?
It's juice, but it's orange juice that comes up.
The first. No, not the first word, because you said the first. One word description of an S9.
How many syllables is that?
Just, it can be as many as you want. It can be or just
I hate you guys. I will say this.
Search up vitamin and
just look
pomegranate juice.
Just
look
up drink that has iron in it.
Okay,
I could do that. Then we're avoiding all of
That would save
this.
so much
But
time.
the pomegranate thing was the whole initial argument. Now I know. Now I want to look into this.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Dominic, what about you?
Yo, fucking fair enough.
What is it?
I just swore to
What
you.
is it? Vitamin C. First one, vitamin C. I told you.
Yeah. Okay. 0.1 milligrams of vitamin C.
Vitamin C. Anyway, what I wanted to bring up this week, which has been like kind of brought up recently, is the XXL Freshman list. First of all, like, what do you think of the list itself?
For this week? For this year or last year?
For this week.
This year, like 2018. Like,
came out.
what do you think of the list in general?
It came out?
Yeah.
I'll look it up. I didn't see it. I
have it up already. Or I guess you can bring it up there. But what do you think of the list in general? Like, do you think it's good to be on the list or bad to be on the list?
I think I know what this is about.
Well, there's two things with it. Like, there's this, and I also want to talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine on the Breakfast Club.
Okay. I think the list is just kind of like, this is it, right? Trippie Red, Ski Mask, Maximum Cream, Famous Dex, Rich Brian.
Oh, what a process.
Smoke Perp. Or no. Or you just read them off, because I don't think this one's right.
That one could be right. The one I have is also kind of like
I'm assuming Lil Pump.
Yeah, so I'll just name the ones that like I find to be kind of like controversial, I guess. So
Okay.
First of all, half of these guys I don't even know. Key Glock, A Chow, C. Honcho, Casey.
Oh, HL's alright.
Stop.
No, actually.
Really?
No, actually, yeah. No, he's actually alright.
Okay. Do you guys think that where
NBA Youngboy.
well, no, I've
He's
heard
pretty good.
I've heard of him.
No, it's just the name's funny.
Is
Like,
YBN?
Namir.
Yeah, he's good.
He's
got
actually
some
good.
heaters. Takashi's on there, right?
Takashi's on there. Rich the Kid,
Is Trippy?
Ski Mask, Trippy's on there.
See, I like Rich the Kid and Trippy.
Rich the Kid, yeah, he's alright.
Duop Kane. I don't know
Don't know
who that is. Little Baby. I've heard of him.
Isn't Bad Baby or Bad Barbie on there?
I'm not sure if this one is
The actual
correct,
one?
but
Okay.
like
You know,
I saw one with Lil Pump. What do you guys think about Lil Pump being on? If he's on the real one, because I don't see him on this one, but I've seen him on a different one.
yeah, I could see that. Like, I feel like the freshman list is just a good reflection of music of the time.
I don't even think that. I just think it's more who's popular right there.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, this is the music of the time. You know what I mean? Like, this is what high school kids would be listening to.
Mm-hmm.
For me personally, I mean, look at the list. I know maybe like 3 people on it.
See, I know the majority. The only thing.
This is an active one today. We're moving around a lot today.
The only thing about like the like it's not that they're bad. It's just like I don't want to sound like an old head in music because I'm really not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I never really listened to Tupac or Biggie. Like I can
No,
appreciate it.
but we were with like Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne, Drake,
Yeah.
like, J. Cole, Kendrick. You know what I mean? But like these guys, it's kind of like I'm not like disrespecting any of them because they're famous for a reason.
But
they
they're-
put the work in, right?
But
Right.
most of them are trash.
They're not bad. It's just I don't like it. Like most of them sound the same to me.
That's the thing. Like, I hate saying it because you sound like kind of.
Oh, Lil Baby, right?
No, Bad Barbie or Bad Baby or something like that.
Danielle Bergoli. Okay,
Yeah, you know the Catch Me Outside girl?
Thank God she's not on there.
yeah.
Apparently she was supposed to be on the XXL Freshman list.
That's right. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
If she got on that, and maybe she is, like, again, we're just going off of this list off of
That
so.com, SOHH.com, which is whatever.
Right.
But if she's on that, it just, like, ruins the credibility of it. Because it's like, she's not
a musician.
a musician, or even in the hip-hop industry
I think she can be, but I think the only reason why she can be is because of her popularity from Dr. Phil.
But that's a sit with a lot of, like, else. This will get worse and worse as the freshman list goes, because there's a lot of controversy with Nav, who just came out.
Yeah, I was about to talk about that.
Yeah.
And he was straight up like, screw the list. Who gives?
He's literally said like F the list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like who cares what they think? And it's like fair enough to him, right? Because like it looks like it's getting worse and worse, the list. But that's mostly just because from our standpoint, we just don't relate with these artists anymore.
I've heard things about how the list can be like a curse sometimes. Like, who's really been on the list in the last, I'd say, 5 or 6
Years.
freshman things that has really like popped off, you know?
I think the biggest
Chance,
one.
right? Chance is on the list.
Chance was on it.
Okay, Chance.
Vic Mensa was.
Vic Mensa.
But even he's not.
What's his name? Staples was on it, wasn't he?
Vince Staples?
Oh, Vince
I
Staples.
think it was, yeah. Like, that class
Okay.
was good.
Yeah.
Lil Uzi, I would probably say, is the biggest to come out of the double X. Like,
Yeah, but
popularity
out of his class, I think it was like only him.
Wasn't it?
Was he last year?
No, last year was A Boogie and Playboy.
What about Dave East? Was he in that one?
He might have been the year before that.
Okay. But
it's like literally 2 or 3 guys out of the whole list that will kind of transcend the rest and stick out.
Well,
it's not like the whole list, because back in the day, there was like J. Cole, I'm not saying like in a list, but there was one that had like J. Cole, ASAP Ferg,
Right.
like huge names today.
Yeah.
That were all in one list. Now it's like you'll be lucky to get like 3.
Well, that's the thing though. Like I feel like it's not so much the list is bad, but the way like musicians just pop out of nowhere now. Like this is nearly a rough draft now. They take the list and they're like, okay, these are who are the most popular thus far this year. But the thing is, to stay popular now in the game, it takes so much more because like this genre is SoundCloud rappers. Like it's literally that.
Mm-hmm.
And SoundCloud rappers, like there's a new one every day.
Yeah.
Like the life expectancy of these guys. Like I can't all of them say like, like I'm not signed, screw a contract. But you would be dumb as a company to sign any of them. because their genre of music is so easily replicated.
Yeah, that then like not anyone, but a high percentage of people could do it.
Yeah, like a lot of it's just copy and paste off of each
Yeah,
other. You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
Like a lot of these people are just gonna be one hit wonders. Like Gucci Gang will, like, it was a huge
I
track.
don't even know if he has another song.
But like I
don't
think
know
that'll be it, and like you'll see that a lot and a lot more. I feel like.
But do you even think Gucci Gang's a good song?
No, I don't. But like it.
No,
like, here's
no,
my-
but like when you hear it in the club, it's like
I don't even bop to it. It was like Bad and Bougie. When I heard it in the club, I was just kind of like, because you guys know I love the Migos, but that song I just thought was
Bad and Bougie. Yeah, that's one of those songs I feel like took off, but it was like it didn't. It took off out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, like my thing is I think like the list, it kind of highlights people that at that time, like obviously like 6ix9ine, he's big, right? Because of I know you're going to talk about the Charlemagne interview, but
Well,
like
yeah.
Trippie Redd, he's big. He's done collabs with Travis. He's doing stuff with Drake.
Trippie Redd's good, yeah.
YBN, is it Jay?
YBN
Namir. He has like,
Namir, whatever.
Namir, yeah, he has a couple good songs, but I mean, like the rest of them, like, it's just kind of like it's giving them exposure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like Nav turning
T
it down.
Grizzly.
Like Nav turning it down. I mean, he doesn't really need it. Like he did a joint collab project with Metro Boomin, who is the most popular
Yeah.
producer right now. You know what I mean? Like Nav is, even though he's from Toronto and I kind of have a bias, like he has good songs.
No, he has like good catchy songs. I feel like if you know your place, like if you know you don't need to get on here, then like what's the point?
It's the same with like he turned it down, Nav, and I don't know if you guys saw, but he like blasted the lady.
Did he turn it down or did he not get it?
No, he said like "F you." I don't know if he, cause like
I think he turned it down.
I think he turned it down.
That's
because
what
he
seemed like
was
from the
saying-
context, anyways.
Because he posted a picture of the lady that picks it, and it's like a middle-aged,
Well-
kind of heavy lady, and he's like, "Oh, I don't have to wine and dine you to get on a list, like XXL Freshman list. I don't want to be on it."
From what I heard about how they pick the people, I don't know how many people. I think there's 10.
There, I think probably 10 to 12, maybe.
10 to 12. I think they. So 9 of it or 11 of it, whether if it's like 10 or 12, like, is by votes, and the last one, they pick.
Okay.
So like, let's just say it's out of 12. They'll let the votes, whoever like
Has the highest.
has the highest amount of votes, like up to the 11 highest. Those people are on there, and then the last person, the 12th person, they'll like pick.
So that changes everything for me. Then.
I think that's how they do it. Because I know who you're talking about, and I saw her do an interview somewhere too.
That's where she was.
She has like blonde hair, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's how she mentioned it.
Because if that's the case, then how could you get mad at the magazine? It's not them. They're literally just like a third party for they're
But then
they're just showing what the people want, literally. Like
yeah,
they're
but
picking
the thing is like, out of that list that we saw, how many have you heard of?
Oh, dude. Quick glance over, 3 of them.
How many have
4
you
of them.
heard?
4, 5, 6. Okay, so I've heard of like, so I don't think this is the real list because there's like 20 people on here.
Okay.
But I've heard of about 9. I've listened to about 3.
Okay, so out of the ones that you were saying, I've heard about maybe 6, and I've listened to probably 4 of them.
Yeah, so it's
So
like
I don't know if it's the people that are voting just listen to like, they just go on SoundCloud and just kind of look for new people, or if they're just listening to like.
But that's what I mean when I say like, the list isn't so much. Like, yeah, the list looks terrible to us, but that's what I mean where it's like with music, it's such a perspective thing. Like, for me, just excluding, like, our age group, I don't even really listen to hip-hop that much, like, outside of the mainstream, just to be fully upfront and forward. But, like, even then, it's like, as our age group, like, this kind of rap is just so, like, the mumble freaking, like, SoundCloud rap style.
Yeah.
Is miserably terrible, but it's what like the high school kids now listen to.
Yeah, I remember like when we were in high school, like our thing was like Meek Mill, Drake, and Lil Wayne,
Yeah.
and any more I don't know, more or less.
But I mean,
The J. Cole,
it's
J.
just
Cole,
like-
Kendrick.
But like comparing those two, like that group and then this group is kind of like, I don't know, like you can't compare them.
No,
You know what I mean?
these like younger guys are like,
It's crazy because they're our age too.
and they're trash.
And they're terrible.
See, like,
Well, Lil Pump, he's what, 18?
I don't think because someone was saying that he doesn't have his driver's license. I think
he's like, yeah,
he doesn't
young,
have his driver's
young.
license because the only federal ID that he has is his birth certificate.
That's so funny. Does he have a passport?
I don't. Well, Americans don't just like they don't just get passports. Like a lot of like when I was in the States, a lot of them didn't have their passports.
Oh,
No way.
fair
Well, I mean, think about it. Like they can just go down to Florida. They don't have to fly there, and They don't have to go
True.
through customs. Right?
Yeah, fair enough.
They can
Yeah.
just go to New York City.
Yeah, that's true actually.
But to kind of like bridge into, because I know you want to talk about the Charlemagne thing.
Yeah.
Like I remember you brought up 6ix9ine to me, and I was kind of like, oh, like I can't stand this
That's
guy.
the guy with skills for teeth, right?
Yeah.
Like
Rainbow hair, rainbow teeth. He has the number 69 tattooed like
everywhere.
like at least 100 times on his arm and
On
like
his
the rest of
chest,
his body.
stomach.
Like, yeah.
God,
But like when you showed me him, just looking at him, I was like, nah. Like
Nah.
the thing is though, is like he has 3 songs that like I actually like. Like his style is completely different from everyone that's out there right
Which
now.
is why I kind of respect him. Because, like,
I do, but I just don't like his personality.
I agree with that. Because, like,
But he makes good music. I'm not gonna lie.
everybody else on this list is trying to, I feel like, is trying to blend into hip hop, right?
I
like,
see them as like Lil Uzi Juniors.
yeah.
Like they're all trying to be like Lil
Like, they
Uzi.
see his style and they're like, okay, this style is hot right now, so I'm going to try and do that, but with my voice on it.
Mm-hmm.
But with
6ix9ine.
6ix9ine, he's like, it almost sounds like heavy metal, like the way he's like yelling on
Yeah.
it, like it's that kind of like throat, like like that kind of thing, and it's not bad, and I can appreciate that he's like not doing it the way everybody else is doing it. Like
Yeah.
he's doing it his own way, and people like it. So
Yeah,
some
like
people.
if you take away his luck, he's almost like Post Malone in the sense where like both of them,
Are just completely different.
well, like they pull their inspiration. You could tell from like rock or heavy metal,
Yeah.
or like garage, like punk sort of.
Mhm.
Like you could sense that in the music, right?
Yeah.
And like Post has come out and even said that, like full up that.
Does he also? Did he say he takes it from country sometimes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in country, but like you could really see it with
6ix9ine.
6ix9ine,
Yeah,
that
6ix9ine.
like it's just loud. It's just
Yeah.
full on.
Yeah, it's
yelling.
loud. You have to turn the volume down.
Yeah.
No, he's like kind of a weird guy. Yo, did you see he called himself the King of New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that.
Ugh.
But he's also, yeah, like there's the whole thing with the interview as well.
Yeah, that was actually a good interview. I watched that like
The whole thing.
the whole thing through, and it was a good interview. Like he held himself well.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Go
I know
on, 'cause I haven't seen
Charlemagne.
it.
I
I've
know
seen clips.
Charlemagne was going at him at some
Yeah,
time.
like Charlemagne was going at him. The thing about 6ix9ine is he kind of has like this like attitude toward him where like, so they mentioned one thing where I don't know if you guys seen the video, but Tekashi got into a fight at the airport.
No.
Have
I
you
saw
guys
the
seen that
video
video?
of the fight. Yeah.
So he got into a fight at the airport, and Charlemagne was like, "Oh, one of those guys is like my dudes,"
Right.
and Tekashi was like, no, Charlemagne was like, "Oh yeah, like that's my guy. His name's I don't know,
Whatever.
right?"
Yeah.
And 6ix9ine was like, "Oh, was that this guy? The guy that got like the scar on his face?" And Charlemagne was like, "Oh, like I don't know if you got the scar on his face, but I know he was there." And 6ix9ine was like, "Oh, now you don't know. Now that I mentioned the scar, you don't want to say that your boy got like with the scar on his face." And Charlemagne was like, "I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, don't say I don't know. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, I just
Yeah.
know one of the guys that I know was there."
Yeah.
Right.
So he kind of had that personality to him, which I didn't like. But
But like if you watch the video, he didn't really get into the fight. It was more his goons that ran in.
I
there.
know, yeah.
And he just kind of like was swinging over his goons, trying to hit. Like he hit one guy, but the majority of the fight is his goons going in, and he's like behind them, like kind of like like F you, like
Yeah,
swinging
just
in
swinging.
there. Like, he's not really doing much.
Well, fair enough. You know what? Like they usually don't. I don't blame them. Like most of the guys that hang around him now are probably just there for the money. I mean, it's
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
it's you scratch my back, I scratch your balls sort of situation.
Yeah. I just think it's kind of like, I have to give him like props, like especially like the way he's doing it, because like you said, this guy has Skittles for teeth.
That's just, I hate that so much. I hate looking at him.
Like, I do too, but like, think about everyone else that's in the game, and this guy has Skittles for teeth.
If there was a ghetto in Candyland,
He'd be like he'd be the kingpin.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he's slinging Pop Rocks on the corner of
Oh, for sure.
Candyland blocks.
Yeah, it's crazy because like
Willy Wonka.
this guy literally has. What'd you say? For hair. I can't
Rainbow?
remember.
Well,
yeah,
like, yeah.
Rainbow, which actually brings us to the next section of Rainbow6 Siege.
Oh.
Boom.
Fair enough, I'll take it.
I still need to get that game.
And I'm just going to more talk about like the resurgence of it, because this game came out 3 years, like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Now I've been watching a lot of videos and we've been playing it.
Right.
Now I want to get your guys' take on how a game from 2.5 years ago
Right.
is now has 25 million is what registered online players.
Now, is this new registered? Like
Well,
this
it's
year?
like today.
So what was the initial though? What's it comparable to? Because I mean, like,
No, well, I'm just saying it's up there as one of the most played games to date right now because of all the people, new, old, halfway between, that have come on.
fair enough.
But as of right now, I'm saying it's like one of the games that
Yeah.
everyone's playing.
Like, that really came out of nowhere. Like, because it's one of those things where I feel like most of the people are trying to get, like, on the newest game,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like Fortnite.
like Fortnite, but now it's like everybody's playing Rainbow Six.
I've always loved that
And
game.
it's crazy because when it came out, this guy got it.
I got it. I was trying to get you guys to
And
get
he
it.
told me to get it. And I was like, oh, like, because it came out when I was in the States.
I don't know. I don't really want to play with you.
No, because I was in the States.
That's alright.
No, I was in the States. I remember you telling me, like, oh, yo, you need to get this. And I was like, yo, like, it doesn't look that appealing to me.
Dude, it's
I really
awesome.
don't want to, like, I want to play more Call of Duty. Because at the time, I liked
yeah.
running in, gunning. If I die, oh well, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this just, like, it's just a newfound way of playing a shooter. Like,
Mm-hmm.
for those of you who haven't played it, it's, like, the most tactical
Mm-hmm.
shooter right now. Like, you can get one-shotted through a wall, and you won't even know it until you're dead.
Yeah,
honestly.
like with the resurgence of it, if there is one, because I mean,
There is one.
There is.
like, there's a few games that managed to pull something like that off. Like we saw it with like World of Warcraft a few years, managed to pull off like a huge, like they were nearly done, and then they released like a expansion for it called Cataclysm that brought like 50 million more people onto servers.
Jesus Christ.
And then you have things like Dota that like is peaked and gone down, and now they're pretty like stable with where they're at.
Honestly,
yeah, but
I
like
don't know what
Dota and
Dota
like
is.
League of Legends, like they may drop and rise, but like it's just always consistent. Like it's always the most popular PC game.
Yeah, like they're starting to level out now. There's things like Counter-Strike, which took like a pretty big hit,
Counter-Strike
and they came
is
back.
Yeah.
and now
legit.
they're
That game's
good now.
legit.
Yo, but my question is because I know you know, but for Dom and people who don't know, all of the DLC is free. So the maps are free.
Like, that's amazing.
Yeah,
The maps are free. The operators are free if you can get the in-game currency, which you can't buy. You actually have to play
You have
for.
to play for, okay.
Or you can buy like the second in-game currency.
yeah, like everything in the game you could get
For free.
For free.
Yeah, if you really wanted to.
Yeah,
That's such a good way of doing it.
But I
Yeah.
think it's interesting because I've been watching like a lot of, like I said, I've been watching videos, and Ubisoft has come out and said they want to hit 100 operators
In the game.
in the game before they even think about focusing on a next game. Like I'm sure they've been thinking about
that's crazy.
Yeah.
making another Rainbow game, but they said like the main, I don't know, but I'm saying I would estimate maybe like 80 to 90% of their team is still focused on Rainbow, and they said like, look, we're not thinking about anything else until we hit 100 operators.
How many
and right
do-
now
do they
there's
have?
what, like 36?
Yeah, and like the thing about that as well, like even for you, if people at home they don't play it, like the way so operators are just in game.
It's like a class, pretty much.
Yeah, it's a type of character you can play as. They release it's about like 2 to 4 a season.
And isn't it more?
That's about 2 to 4 a season.
Yeah, because
right?
there's what, 4 seasons in a year, right?
Yeah. So,
Okay, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
So if they want to get 100 out, like that's like another
They said it's
like 6 years of them focusing on a game that's already been out for 3.
I think they said they're gonna they're obviously they're gonna go to 100, but they estimated it's gonna be like another 5 to 8 years.
That's crazy.
That is
And, like,
insane.
They don't want to. I think it's incredible. Like they could easily just be like, you know what, we're done.
You know what they should do for me? What like I feel like would make this game just like skyrocket? Have the same game, just remaster it, like release it like next year, remaster it, just like upgraded graphics, but the same amount of operators,
Right.
like literally the same game with just better graphics and maybe like honestly just
So do you
better
think
graphics.
like instead of like cutting it and then remastering it, do you think they could just make like a huge update
or
like
that
a patch?
if they can do it like that, that'd be
like
even better.
like an update that's like 15 to 20 gigabytes.
I think that's what they'll have to do. And here's the thing as well, like if there's, because it'll probably take let's say 8 years.
I think.
But
you
that's
can
them
look it
kind of
up on-
being dependent that like there won't be another like console that comes out.
That's what I mean. They're definitely
Maybe
gonna
they're
have
waiting
to, like,
for the next console.
Maybe because honestly, like this game, I bought it when it first came out, kind of on like a throwaway. Like I think I just got surgery done and I was at home for like a few weeks. Like screw it, like this just came out, and like they had really good marketing for it too. So
They
I was like,
did. They did. I'll
yeah,
give them
so I
that.
was like, I'll fuck it. I'll get it out of that. So
I didn't even hear that.
I don't know. Neither did I. I just realized because you went.
I know.
I said it, but yeah. So I was like, yeah, screw it, I'll buy it, and then fell in love with it. No one else I knew wanted to buy it, which sucked. But now, like you're saying, like even in our friend group, we have a few people that are starting to buy it.
And you know what's even crazier about it too is I don't know if you guys know this, but before Rainbow6 Siege came out,
Right.
they weren't even planning to release Rainbow6 Siege. It was called Rainbow6 Patriots.
Oh, like a next kind of like story mode sort of game.
So what it was it had no online game at all. It was
Right.
all campaign.
You need online these days.
That's all they have now.
Now listen, it gets crazy because what they did was they were focusing on it, right? And then I think they released at like E3, and like a lot of people were like, oh, like we'd like online, but the game looks sick, right? A couple months into like more development, like half the team just quit. They're just like, you know what, I'm done. Like no one's doing this, right?
Right.
So we're like, okay, like the team was like, okay, whatever, we'll try and fix it, blah blah blah. More people even quit, so it got down to like 12 people.
No way.
And then these 12 people started to make Patriots, but they designed it so that the maps are a lot smaller, which is Siege.
Right.
And the majority of the map is destructible.
Siege.
Like, yeah.
Siege.
So they pretty much just like, they're like, you know what? Like, let's cut Patriots, flip it onto this game, and then just revamp it as
Jeez.
Rainbow6 Siege. And now they have like, if you guys go on YouTube and look up like Ubisoft Rainbow6 Siege and you watch like the actual Ubisoft channel, like it's crazy. Like there's videos on, they explain like why they choose certain operators, what their inspirations are, and
That's
like
cool.
yeah, like it's awesome. And now they got into competitive.
No way.
Yeah, like there's competitions for Rainbow Six.
But yeah, but that's been a thing for a few years now.
It's only been for a year and a half, I think.
No, because I remember watching.
Or was it 2 years?
I have seen a competition for it, and it is crazy how those people.
Yeah,
work.
those guys are insane.
They know how to work the map.
Like, it's
on everything.
Are they good?
They're disgusting.
They're amazing. Like it's something else.
But I just thought it was interesting. Like I wanted to know what you guys thought about the whole kind of like the free DLC and like how like now that it's like one of the most popular.
I think games are following the path of music. And what I mean by that is the way music used to be is you'd sell an album, right? That used to be like you'd sell like a game like Call of Duty for like $79 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like you'd make like majority of your money, like give and take a few like paid DLC things.
Right.
But now we have games like Fortnite, which people are obviously drawn to because it's free and you can do as many in-game purchases as you want,
yeah.
and it's not gonna increase your gameplay. Like it's all for like aesthetics,
That's the
right?
same with Rainbow. Like all the stuff in the game is just cosmetics only.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Rainbow. So for now, maybe when it first came out, people are like, you know, there's other games that are like more popular, and it's kind of the same price. But now it's like, okay, it's a cheaper price. Everything is free inside,
Right.
so they're just building a player base.
Like you can buy.
I feel like
it's all microtransactions.
Yeah.
now.
But you don't
Yeah.
have to.
Which is how they're gonna make their money.
I feel like Rainbow, what they did smart is they took a game, and this makes a lot more sense after the story you just told me. They took a game that was in its like beta testing phase, released it as the base model,
Yeah.
and just didn't say it's a beta.
Yeah.
They just released it like, here's the game, free DLC will come. When really, I feel like all they're doing, like with the 100 operators and the new maps,
It's like a new game.
they're
all the
building up a complete game. They just released it as like, it's a multiplayer game. When it came out, there was like 6 maps, and you
Yeah.
had your base,
10
10
was
operators.
it? I don't know.
Something like
20,
that, right? Like you had 10 playable characters, 5 maps. It wasn't much of a game.
No.
It was only $40 though, so you buy that.
Oh, okay. I thought it
And
was
then,
more.
yeah, when it first came out, it was cheap, which is one of the reasons why I bought it as well. And then they released that as like, this is the full game, and then they start releasing these DLCs, being like, yo, like we're getting free downloadable content. Because in the gaming world now, you buy a game, it's about 20% of the game, and then you end up paying like $30 for these DLCs.
Yeah, that's one thing that turned me off on Call of Duty.
Yeah, I'm done with Call of
Especially,
Duty.
yeah, World War II, I remember talking about, because I was so hyped that I was going back to like World War II. Plus it was boots on the ground, and I was like, yo, this could be the turning point for Call of Duty.
And the game was good.
It was good. It was enjoyable, but they had what, 7, 8 maps? And it's not like Rainbow where like every game you can play it differently. In Call of Duty, you're going to end up doing the same flanking routes.
Yeah, and they're not really advancing. Like the games are still like.
It's stagnant. Like they've peaked. You can't get much more out of COD now.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like unless you're talking about like the campaign, which is like.
I enjoy the campaigns for them. No one
That's the
else
thing.
does.
I love the campaigns.
I love the
think
campaigns.
They do a phenomenal job. My only issue with it is just the multiplayer. Like it's
The problem is
a copy and paste almost.
they've worked themselves into a dead end. Like where COD is now, if they work out in any direction trying to add to the game, you end up just taking from something else. Like they could come out next year and put like a battle royale style mode into it, but then everyone's gonna be like, you're copying PUBG or Fortnite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They already did it with World War II, where they pretty much took elements from Battlefield.
Yeah. With
A
like
lot
the,
of
war,
people-
the war mode, right?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
a lot of
Like-
people were giving them slack for that, being like, you're just copying off of the games. They can't grow anymore without copying someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And if they stay the same, it's like, what's the point?
And that bothers me because like next year, like I have an idea, but it bothers me because next year is Treyarch, right?
Right.
And for those of you who don't know, Call of Duty comes out every year, but every year it's a different developer, so it's like a 3-year cycle, kind of. You know what I mean? So like Black Ops came out 3 years ago.
And there's
And then-
Treyarch.
Treyarch, Sledgehammer, which did World War II, and then Infinity War,
Yeah.
which did Infinite Warfare.
Right.
But I think like Treyarch has the best Call of Duties. Like they did World at War, Black Ops 2,
Black Ops
Black
really
Ops
enjoyed.
3, and then it's rumored that it's going to be Black Ops 4. But it's just like these past 2 years, like it just killed the hype. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I love Infinity War. I mean, not Infinity War, Treyarch. But like I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I even want to like buy it. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. And you know what? Like, I feel like, just like with the music we were talking about as well, it's one of those things where I feel like the new generation will pick it up and kind of be like, this is our COD. Like, like for a lot of them, Black Ops 3 is their COD. Like, they have no idea
Yeah.
about Modern Warfare.
MW2,
Yeah.
MW3.
Yeah, like they have no idea about those at all.
Black Ops.
If they played those, they'd be like, what is this sort of thing?
Yeah.
The graphics are garbage and whatnot.
There's no jetpacks.
That's just it, right? Like they wouldn't be used to like the golden age of COD.
Literally the golden age.
But like,
Now, speaking of MW2, just a quick tidbit before we go into the next topic.
Mhm.
Did you guys hear about the MW2 remastered rumors?
I heard about it and I'm a little upset.
I'm not gonna do it.
Well, I just want to know if you heard about it.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
So, did you hear that they're not bringing back a multiplayer?
That's why
And
I'm
it's
upset.
just the story?
So what's the point?
That's what I mean.
I mean, the multiplayer. I mean, the campaign
was
was good.
phenomenal.
The campaign was good.
But MW2 is known. It's
It's the multiplayer that like.
that's arguably the best multiplayer any COD has ever
Yeah.
had. Like
Yeah.
it had the most people, the most hype, everything, and they're remastering it without the multiplayer.
maybe they're just thinking like the multiplayer is not going to do well. Like they're not going to get as much people as they thought.
Because that's what happened with Modern Warfare.
I think why they're not making a multiplayer is from like their side of things. Now you have to have, because they'll have to have the server for it, and not to mention you're not gonna have the microtransactions on MW2. If they released a multiplayer and had microtransactions, that would be worse.
No, they will, because Modern Warfare Remastered had the microtransaction as well.
Okay, well, if they did it with the microtransactions, so here's the other thing then. If they did it with the microtransactions,
They get so much.
they would be competing with Black Ops 4. Like, they'd be splitting their profits pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
They'd be better off to release it remastered, no multiplayer, and then a year after, increase the price a bit. Like, have like a sale price for it to first come out.
Yeah.
Increase the price a bit and be like, oh yeah, we're on multiplayer this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because like.
If they do like a timed release kind of thing.
Yeah, like something like that. So, but yeah. Anyways, I have a question for you guys, because I got a very interesting text message the other day.
Okay.
I'm so curious.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have received this text message. I'm gonna assume not.
I don't think so.
But.
Did he tell you about it?
I not.
No.
Okay.
Do you know about it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I haven't told anyone about it.
Oh.
No, it wasn't the pictures.
Okay.
I'm not gonna talk about my mom's gonna watch this. I'm not gonna talk.
Mute.
Sorry.
You're so big though. but I got this text message from my service provider, and I have a friend who got the message as well from their service provider. So what's happening?
Oh, I got it. I know what you're about.
Okay,
to say.
well, hold on. So the Canadian government is gonna implement the same emergency alert system.
I got a text from my service provider, but I didn't read it, so it could be that.
That's what it probably.
It probably was. So I'm sure, if that's the case, I'm sure all of you watching this now have probably got the text as well. And, it seems poorly timed after what happened in Hawaii. And
But why now?
I'm curious to ask you guys.
Conspiracies with Dominic.
I'm curious to ask you guys, what do you want to know? Like, let's say they have this implemented so that, like, if there's a nuclear strike incoming, you could get a message. I mean...
Yes, 100% yes.
Why?
You'd want to know.
Why and what would you do?
Yeah,
Explain.
like, what would you do? What would you do with that information?
If they texted you saying in 1 hour a nuclear missile will hit Toronto, where would you go?
Okay, so let's just say I'm not at my house, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
First thing I'm going to do, if I have 15 minutes...
15. Sure, let's say 15.
Let's say it's going to hit.
Let's give you benefit of the doubt. We'll give you an hour.
An hour, okay.
Okay.
Even better.
Yeah.
Now my options just increased exponentially.
Yeah.
Let me hear this.
So if I'm out, the first thing I'm doing is running to any grocery store, buying ramen noodles and water. Not even buying, just running out
Don't
with
forget
it.
the avocados.
Yeah, I was just
buying-
about to say the avocados.
Ramen, like instant ramen noodles, avocados, not banana.
And he's talking like the whole grocery store supply. Of
I'm just
avocados.
buying. I'm just taking like 10 carts, putting it in the thing, and just walking out of the store.
But why not go to Costco? Shout out to the last.
That's a throwback to last episode.
Shout out
If
episode.
you don't get the joke.
Two episodes ago.
Two episodes.
Yeah, if you don't get the joke,
Okay,
then
so-
skip forward.
There's that. You could, I don't know. There's so many options.
See, because the way I look at it,
Because
where
what
are
if
you
I-
going to go hide?
Yeah, where are you
Wait,
gonna go?
they're going to go...
Okay,
Let's
they
go
didn't say
back.
it's a nuke. They just said it's a ballistic missile.
Okay, no.
It's a nuke.
Yeah, we're looking worst case
25
scenario.
kill
It's a
streak.
nuke. It's a nuke.
25 kill streak. Someone just dropped the nuke.
I'd still like to know. Like, if I'm with my family, I could be like, okay, like let's like go into the basement. Let's like handle this
But that's
together.
the thing. Let's say you're not... Like, let's say they're pretty much telling you, this is it. You have an hour of your life left. What do you want to know?
Potentially.
I
would
wouldn't.
not-
I wouldn't want to know at all.
Because, then you're like, there's
The
so-
stress.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do with an hour of your life? Like, you go with the family and whatnot or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Then there's
that's
the other
it.
stuff that you want to do. Like,
Rub one out real quick before the bomb drops.
like, there's so much stuff you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do the skywalk on the CN Tower before I died, but I couldn't do that.
like
within
that
an hour.
stuff does a
I would just want to like get with like my family, or like if I can't,
film one more last podcast.
film one more podcast, or like try and hide like here, bunker up the windows. There's always a
Fortnite.
chance.
I feel like with the nuke, you're done.
You're
You know what?
done.
Honestly,
Okay, if it's a nuke, but it depends where it lands too. Like,
That's what I mean. Like, I'm personally screwed. Like, I'm done. If I hear a nuke's dropping and I have an hour
It's
left,
coming right to you.
I'm going on my balcony, lighting up a cigarette, and just chilling and watching that bad boy land just there.
I wouldn't want to. The thing is I don't want to know. Like, it kind of relates back to the whole question. Like, I'm sure you've asked it or been asked. Like, oh, would you rather know how you die or when you die? You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to know at all.
That's a good question. What would you rather want to know, how or when?
Probably how.
I think they're both one and the same.
Yeah.
Like, if you heard how and you're like, and someone's like, it's a car accident, would you ever get in a car again?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it doesn't mean you have to be driving. Maybe someone drives onto.
That's it. If I figure out how I'd become those people, I'll just live in my house.
Nah.
Yeah, okay, but that's even worse because then if you're like,
because that car just flies.
yeah,
through
if
the
you
window.
know it's gonna be a car and you stay in your house,
Yeah.
a car has to come from somewhere.
So you want to know? So you want to know how, or you want to know when?
Probably how.
I wouldn't want to know when, because then there's a time limit to your life.
I
Yeah,
want to know when, so I could get like an expiry date tattoo on me.
I want to know
Best
how.
before
That'd be
this date.
smart.
That'd be so funny.
And then if you don't die, it's just a sick tattoo.
And
I
then
wanna
if
know
no one
how.
else knows that I know when I die, it'll be so much better when I die that day. That they're like, this guy got that tattoo like 30 years ago.
What? Spooky.
Ooh, conspiracy. Ooh.
No, I wouldn't want to know when.
I think I'd like to know how. Well, if I had to choose between the two, I'd want to know how, but I wish it was like very vague.
Yeah.
I wish it was very specific, like oddly, like I want Dom to find out how he dies. And it's like you're gonna have like a rhino horn like pierced through your rectum, and you'll die later in an Indonesian hospital.
Oh, you can't die from that. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. much.
Personal experience, huh? Yeah. Those baby rhinos at the Toronto Zoo are doing something for you. That's funny.
Actually, rhinos are extinct now. White rhinos.
Yeah, I saw that.
The
White-
specific African
White.
White wine.
White what?
That's really cool.
White what?
White rhinos.
Isn't African
Yeah, I
white
thought it
rhino
was-
specifically?
No, I think it's
Are there other
all-
types of white rhinos?
I don't know. Rhino. I'm
'cause
not rhinologist.
Afri-
African
online.
white rhinos.
Like, when I saw it on,
Wait, they're not officially extinct. It's
Is
just
it
the
the
last
last-
male is dead, isn't it?
That's extinction.
Well, there's a female still. Maybe. I don't know if there's a female lying around, but there still could be one.
there could be one.
No, yeah, there are still
But
white rhinos,
they're
but like
females.
the species is extinct. Like there's not going to be any more.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. It's all real. Fair enough. Yeah, but here's the thing about extinction nowadays. It's sad
Science.
to read. But yeah, science.
They could just.
Chop his testy open, save those sperm cells, freeze them, and then in like, dude, like 3 years we'll be able to clone like 16 of them. With like 12 different horns. And
12 horns.
Yeah.
That'd be something for your previous example of when I die.
yeah,
That-
you
that-
12
that-
horns.
12
That's what
horns.
would.
That'll
that's
do
what
something
would-
to you, Dom.
12 horns. No, what were we talking about? The service provider thing. So you wouldn't want to know.
No, I wouldn't. Well, that's the
Okay,
same.
what if they just said,
But here's the thing. You just said you don't want to know when you die. But now I'm like, here's an hour. You're going to die in an hour. Like,
Yeah.
you're fine with that.
You're just contradicting yourself, though.
Yeah. Like, you wanted, like, because
Which
what I'm
one is
saying, if they text you, I get the ones where it's like, there's
Well,
going to
okay,
be a bad storm, leave the city, something like that.
yeah, but you also said like they're like one in with each other. So if you said a missile's going to come in an hour,
Right.
assuming that I'm going to die,
Right.
then I'd rather know.
I'd rather not.
Why not?
Because I just want to go on with my day. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Like,
at work or with the family.
I
Look
wanna
outside
go
the
out.
window. Oh, what's that? I don't know.
I want to go out, drop 2 racks on a pair of sneakers, and then die as soon as I grab them. You know? I wouldn't want to know, because then I'd be like,
Okay, so what if it wasn't a nuke? What if it was just a ballistic missile? And it was like, so you could unsubscribe and subscribe to it. So say I subscribe to the thing.
No.
Okay.
You just have it.
you just have it. You don't get to, like,
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
hypothetically, right?
Okay. Hypothetically, that you guys wouldn't want to know. So you guys text back, I don't want to
block the
know.
number.
Block, right? And I'm like, you know what? I want to know.
Dom's gonna be that
And
bastard
then-
that text us.
No.
we're
that-
going to be out, and he's going to, guys.
No, then it's gonna be like, oh, ballistic missile, gonna hit where this podcast is filmed,
Right.
and in the surrounding 5 kilometers.
Okay.
I'm not coming. I'm letting you guys go.
Oh, well, yeah, so Dom,
I'm sick.
what happened?
Yeah, what if we were here, and you weren't here, and we're like, yo, Dom, where are you? What would you say?
Can I call in sick today? Can I use my PEL hours?
That's funny.
just to be like, I told you.
But you know, it'd be great. And here's the thing.
No,
and we
so-
talked about this with Hawaii, where
It's a false alarm.
yeah, there's a false
True.
alarm. Like there has to be at least one guy in Hawaii who got the text. He's like, I need to make amends, and confessed to some like crazy ass stuff he did in his life.
I honestly, I hope there's like a show or something about people that like did that.
Because there has to be like I don't know how many people live in Hawaii, but like there's enough that
Here's my question for the notice though, because I didn't fully read it. I just kind of saw like
right.
the gist of it.
Right.
Are they gonna do it for like severe weather?
It's an emergency alert system, so maybe not weather.
Because that would be
Maybe.
annoying if you're getting texts like severe snowstorm coming in January when you're going to be getting like 2 of those. A day.
No,
Well,
like, I think it's mostly for like
Are
missiles.
you guys ever like watching like TV or anything, and there'll be that thing that comes up?
The
and it's
Amber
like,
Alert?
Yeah,
No.
it'll be like an Amber Alert,
I
or it'll
watch
be
TV.
like severe weather. Like,
I've gotten texts for Amber Alerts before, and even those kind of like,
Isn't
listen,
that-
I
that's
don't
missing
care.
people, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
missing children. It's
Yeah.
like that's your responsibility. Don't text me about that. I'm at work right now.
put them on the leash.
I don't care about your kid or him. Sorry.
The
Oh
kid
my
could be
God.
running up behind Martino in the office. And
Yeah.
Martino's
Alright,
like,
get out of here.
Get out of here. I'm working. Yeah, that's the thing. Like the problem with with that kind of power is like, it doesn't take much for me straight up just to like block the number.
Can
Like
you block
if
it?
I could try.
You could probably do it.
I'm sure you could.
You probably could.
Yeah, you probably could. You could probably just block the number. And the thing is too, like, you personally don't need it, because like, if you're just anywhere where there's people, all
Yeah,
it takes is
you're
like one person to get it and be like, ah.
Yeah, but
Like,
would,
think about
would,
it, like-
would you believe that person, especially in your area?
No, 'cause that happens all the time in my house.
That's so
if
true.
someone ran down the street, the world's gonna end.
Martino
Hey,
would be
Frank.
like-
How's it going?
It's a Tuesday morning.
Right on time.
No, but even
That's
like,
what we call morning jogs in our neighborhood.
no, but even like in today's age, like if one of us got the text, like I'm sure all of us would find out within 30 minutes.
Hey, you know what the worst part is? I wouldn't trust either of you. If I blocked it and either one of you were like,
What if
yo,
both of us hit
I
you
wouldn't
up?
even trust the text message itself.
that's it. Especially after Hawaii.
You know what? Now that you mention it, have you guys ever gotten those texts where it's like, what bank are you guys with? You're with TD.
Oh yeah.
Who are you with?
CIBC.
Have you ever gotten like a text from like your BMO debit card has been declined? It's just kind of like
Yeah, it's
Have-
like
Are you with CIBC?
I'm with TD.
Oh, okay.
yeah. No, I've got.
Shout out to Anthony Scabucci.
Because I had a friend that was getting like a lot of fake calls from CIBC actually.
Yeah, I've gotten like 4 from BMO RBC.
You know what was weird? The other day.
Fishing. Straight fishing.
The other day, what are they called? CRA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a call from them, being like,
Okay.
"Oh yeah, there's a criminal investigation about your stuff." It was getting up, but it was on my coffee break, so I was like, "Screw it,
Yeah.
I'll
That's
just
not
stay on
so
the
fun.
phone, right?"
Yeah.
So I stayed on, and then it's just like the number cannot be reached, and then it just hanged up. Like I was expecting, when you watch those YouTube videos, they get in.
I
mislead
love. I
the
love
guy.
those.
are hilarious.
I wanted to do that, so I'm waiting there for this. Like I'm stiff, waiting. Please pick up. I may ruin this person's day. And then after 5 minutes of listening to this recording, it's just like the number cannot be reached, and that just hung up. And I was really let down. It's all a lie. All those YouTube videos you see, they don't lead nowhere. Next time you get a spam call, just stay on the phone and see what happens. Yeah.
Even like those one where it's like you've won a free vacation. All you have to do is enter your social security number.
Yeah,
credit
it's-
card.
Blood type, home address, latitude.
That's weird.
Yeah, I win free vacations every week.
Could you imagine if those are actually real? And then the call center just like,
Could you imagine?
there's another one.
There's this one guy. There's like this one billionaire. It's like, damn, I just really want to get someone out to the Caribbean so bad.
I got my friend in Nigeria. He has all the connections with everybody's number. I don't know why no one's taking it.
Could you
Could
imagine?
you imagine if all of those like?
There's this one guy that's just like, gee willikers, Susan, I really want to give out these free trips to the Caribbean, but no one wants them.
It's so beautiful. Let's.
We could talk about the March for Our Lives. If we
I was
want.
just about to talk about that.
Yeah? Were we bringing it up? Or was
Yeah,
that
I
mentioned it, but
I didn't really. So what was it about?
it's about
Like
Gun-
I know it's for like gun control, but like
Yeah, like it's
It's just like a protest, pretty much.
so. The old mayor for New York, Bloomberg, who I think might have a hand in your favorite news source, maybe I don't know, but he
never heard of him.
Sources.net.
okay.
I'm joking.
But he co-founded Mayors for Gun Safety, which joined with this other company that became every town against gun violence or something like that, and they joined up with the group led by the students,
Yeah.
which is called where are we right now?
As you're looking that up, I have a quick question. Cause
Every town for gun safety. Yes, sorry, go on.
I saw someone post a kind of response on Twitter.
Right.
They tweeted out like the picture of the kids standing. I think it was Time Magazine. They're standing on like the cover, and it was like
Oh yeah,
blah
yeah.
blah blah, safety for everything. And then they said, "Well, isn't it kind of weird that people are getting all this exposure for gun violence, but when it came to like black shootings, they didn't get a cover on Time Magazine."
That's touchy. That's
It's touchy, but I just thought it was kind of interesting because
It's interesting.
It's a hot take, yeah, because you had the same thing with was it Selena Gomez who caught a bit of slack for coming out and kind of like going along with this protest and going on social media and reaching out when
Why did she get all of this slack?
well there's a lot of slack because during the Black Lives Matter movement she was saying like hashtags don't do anything to solve the problem, and now she's looking like a hypocrite coming out and doing it for this. And it's kind of like, yeah, fair enough.
She's been catching slack though.
Yeah. And here's the thing too, like, fair enough. Like, during the Black Lives Matter movement, which was like a huge thing.
Yeah, but I don't think it was this huge.
I think it was even bigger. Like the problems you saw talked about in the news and whatnot. Like with these.
I'm saying the issue, I think, with Black Lives Matter is bigger, but I'm saying, like, do you see, like, the amount of people that are behind this? Like, Kanye West was at this.
I saw that picture.
He was there. Colin was there. Paul McCartney was there.
Yeah, Paul McCartney, George Clooney, Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, Demi
Like,
Lovato,
all
Miley
celebrities,
Cyrus.
yeah.
There was loads, like Lady Gaga, Cher. Tons of people came out for
Yeah.
this. But even with Black Lives Matter, too, don't forget, like, you had the whole NFL that was behind it.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about like the whole.
Kanye West was just behind it as much as he is this.
Well, I think he was more behind the Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, like you,
But the thing is Black Lives Matter had a longer time span compared to what has been going on for right now. You know what I mean?
I feel like the reason why this is so big is because it's almost like empowering for everyone to see like kids of this age join together against the government, being like, you know what, our parents aren't doing nothing, our teachers aren't
doing anything,
no one's doing anything, and like you're looking now at like high school students taking on this burden, and like look what they've managed to do. Like there was 20 million people that turned out, or
like all over the country,
or 2 million rather, 2 million people that turned out in America. But that's not to consider Tel Aviv, Toronto, Vancouver, Hong Kong, Tokyo, Mozambique, Berlin, London. All these places had people turning out for this rally just as much. Like people around the world are yet again taking on the burden of the states and coming out and being like, this is enough. You know what I mean? And like you see it once a year now with the states since Trump's gone in. I'll say this about Trump. He's good for bringing people together. Because people have come together over their hatred for the government since Trump's been in. Like the March for Women last year was massive. It was all around the world women marched together. And that was all started because of
Trump.
Because of Trump.
That's actually a good point. Like he's good at bringing people together, but
unintentionally.
Here's the thing about that. That's like a yes and a no. He's bringing people together, but I feel like the people he's bringing together, they're on one of two sides.
Yeah, like yeah.
It's not so much of like everybody's coming together. It's like half the people are on this side, half the people have come together on this side.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah, but
I don't know what I've heard is a good strategy that Trump is actually doing is like you know that old saying, divide and conquer.
Yeah.
He knows that the the people that are for gun control. I mean, for not gun control, like the NRA and stuff like that. There's more of those people
Right.
than people who are against it. So if he just divides the people and gets everybody who's gonna vote for him to vote, then he wins every time.
I feel like though as well, like although the NRA is very powerful with campaigns and whatnot with the funding, if you look at the new trend, like you have to look at how capitalist America is, right? If you look at the new trend with corporations, they themselves are taking on the responsibility and starting to go very liberal themselves. Where like Walmart, you have to like pass a certain clearance now to buy automatic guns and whatnot. And there's a lot of retailers like that.
Yeah,
in the
there was a
States
few stores that started to do that.
that started to do this, right? I feel like if this trend continues, where you see the majority of the consumer is starting to become hyper liberal minded, as just as like
Not even hyper liberal minded, just like basic minded. Like I feel like the stores are gonna come out one by one and be like, Walmart was the first one to like not let people under 18 buy guns or something like that. People might be like, oh, you know what? Like I'm gonna buy from Walmart now because they're actually taking steps forward, right?
that's a set, and I feel like that trend will follow in with campaigns, where you start seeing these corporations as sort of in the same regard to kind of wash themselves of any like responsibility with this stuff. Will start going and funding candidates who are like, you know what, I'm for gun control, I'm for equal pay. Like these issues are coming up in Trump's presidency might be real key points for funding in campaigns for the next presidency. Like I feel like
It's like it's a bridge for the next presidency. almost.
yeah, like the division he's making is gonna make the next presidency interesting as all hell. Cause I can see like a civil war breaking out.
Yeah.
I just think it's gonna be fun to watch. Like even this election, like it was just fun to watch.
It was just wild the whole way. Like
was
I couldn't
wild.
believe what I was watching half the
At
time.
points, it seemed like elementary school kids like fighting on
Yeah.
the playground.
Yeah,
Even Trump just tweeted like he wanted to like fight Joe Biden or
That's
something.
right.
Like, what? What?
It's like,
You're the president of the United States, my guy.
and the thing that makes him so powerful is
Yeah,
that
like call the Secret Service. That's what they're there for.
like he just doesn't care. Like his ignorance, he has the perfect concoction of ignorance and arrogance, where he could say the dumbest, most out of this world, stupid, ignorant thing, but he's so arrogant that he just doesn't care. He's like, no, I didn't say that. Like whatever.
Real talk
I don't
though.
care.
Trump versus Biden. Who do you have?
Biden.
Yeah, I take Biden. I don't know.
As much as
If
like
Biden has that Obama bracelet on, then
as much as I'm not a Trump supporter,
Nah, Trump.
I think Trump has it.
Trump doesn't have hands like that. I know
You don't
Biden
think?
does.
Okay, if Biden has hands,
Biden was like a hippie. I don't know if he could throw down like that.
Nah,
But-
Biden could throw. If
but
he
but
was-
Trump's big.
Yeah,
Trump's
but
like 6'4" or something like that.
Biden and Obama, those guys definitely cooked up some hoops at the White House. He got his cardio up.
He has cardio.
I
You know
would
what I'm
love to
saying?
see them scrap. Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, I
Yeah,
would
Trump's
love-
not a healthy guy.
Biden could go for rounds. Like he could just be like the guy that just jabs, sits back, eats
Dodges
a
a
couple
few.
punches.
Biden's the Mayweather.
Yeah,
Trump is like
the most terrible McGregor out there.
yeah. He's just swinging like violently. Like he has skill, but he's like
Now you know what it would be
too
like.
much.
Have you seen the video of Muhammad Ali in the corner and the guy's swinging and Muhammad
Oh,
Ali's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
that's Biden.
Stuck at them shots.
All right, I got
Doing the
Biden.
chest shake at them.
Yeah. Whoopsies.
Whoops. Missed me with that.
Okay, I as we're talking about a little bit of politics, I think there was a big thing about that thing, Cambridge Analytica.
Yeah.
No idea.
You heard about that?
I'm
This-
happy about it. I'll say that.
I'm happy about it. We'll mention what it is, but this, like, have you seen those videos
Which videos are in question already?
of like the secret recordings?
Yeah.
Those gave me chills.
Of what?
So basically, what it is, there's this company based out of the UK called Cambridge Analytica, and what they do is like they help elections. So like they'll have like all this data, and they'll be like, okay, we know this group of people likes this group of people likes this, and they even said openly like, we help make elections because elections aren't based on facts. They're just based on pure emotions. And they were saying, oh yeah, we've helped rig elections in Africa. We've helped rig elections with like I think they mentioned like the Trump campaign, and they were like, yeah, like, so basically some guy from, I think it was like Channel 4 News in the States or whatever, he went undercover and he's like,
It was actually London based. I think that
oh, was it London?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then the video I saw was just broadcasted by Channel 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
But there was some guy pretending to be like a wealthy person in like in Pakistan or something like that.
Right.
And he was like, oh, like, what can you do for me? And the guys, they didn't know they were being filmed. They were from Cambridge Analytica, and they were like, oh, like, to the opponent's like house or whatever, we could send like strippers or something, and then we can take pictures of them and then spread that on social media. We can open up fake campaigns. And they said like they opened up fake like activist campaigns in America so they can like spread news. And they're like, yeah, no one's gonna know it's us, just give us the money and we'll help you win the election.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It was like the most. You have to watch these videos. We'll put the link in the description, but like
Kinda.
it's like insane to watch.
Yeah, and like the thing that's so chill about it is like, at first when I saw it, because I like the information about it came out pretty quick, but it was all like fresh. Like as soon as that video was released, everyone was like, "What?" and try to get on it. So I was able to watch the video and then later discover that Facebook knew about this, because originally I thought the information from Facebook was probably like hacked or breached or whatnot.
What is their ties with Facebook again?
So the information that they use, so they persuade people by looking at like what they're watching. They use heavy stats.
Yeah.
So like, it's like cookies, kind of, no?
It's kind of like cookies, yeah.
Yeah, they use part of that.
But like they're using the data from what people are saying and whatnot to kind of be like, okay, well we can like nudge them in this direction or whatnot, right? The same as the Russians did, and they used this company to help do this as well, right? Where they were kind of like, we'll pose as something that we're not, and get these people to kind of sway their votes just a little bit, right? And at first I thought, okay, maybe Facebook's information was breached because they had the information of 50 million Facebook users. And I was like, okay, maybe they were breached. And then Facebook came out and they're like, we kind of handed it over. We didn't think they're using it for this, though. We gave them this information.
Well, to be fair, Cambridge Analytica, they're not an illegal company. Like there are other companies that do this too. They're just one of the biggest ones that like look at data and break it down and see what's going to work in terms of doing like a whole bunch of things. They like, I'm sure websites can be like, listen, like I want to put ads out, give us some information about like what's happening and we can like help you with it. But like the fact that they've come out and basically said like we can help you rig an election is like,
That's scary.
it's like chilling.
Yeah.
It's crazy because like it makes you feel dirty like you're a user or whatnot. Because after this came out, 2 days after, I got an email from
You just get a bunch of random emails and texts.
well, I do, yeah. So like I used to have like a Tumblr account, and I got an email from them, and they were saying how like as an act of transparency, we're coming out and saying that we have found accounts linked to Russia on the website that we're claiming and trying to do other things. And I was just looking at the names kind of, and they're like these meme accounts. Like they're like these accounts that are pretty big.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't think anything of it. But that's just how they do it. Like there's social engineering. Where like they're posing as someone that you think is like, funny meme or whatnot.
But it's, yeah.
And then it like describes the hell.
I know.
Almost. Pump the brakes on that one.
I
It
don't-
skirts the hell of these like
I don't trust meme accounts anymore. Now they're not funny.
Yo, honestly, it's kind of hard, man, because like you're kind of like, this is funny, but I have no idea who's
Who's behind this now?
and what their end goal is. Like, is it just to make me laugh now, or like is someone trying to persuade me to buy something or to have a vote on something that?
Every meme account these days, on the caption is like, follow this person. They have the funniest content.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I don't. Yeah.
I know.
It's hard.
It's heartbreaking.
But yeah, no. So, and here's the thing. So, Facebook gets involved, right?
Okay. Yeah. Back on the Facebook.
Then the whole thing starts trending on Twitter. Hashtag delete Facebook. CNET and like like New York Times, Washington Post, Associated Press started posting these articles about how finally get rid of your Facebook account. Like, it was a huge deal, right? And their stocks the first day I think dropped 3%, and then Mark Zuckerberg comes out and he says, "Okay, listen, I'm willing to testify with the Supreme Court." And what happened is he said that back in November of either 2017 or 2016.
Okay.
And Facebook ended up not sending him. They sent like their best lawyer. But this time he's kind of like, no, I feel responsible for this. I'll personally go. And then I think it was on Friday or Thursday, he does an interview for CNN where they asked, do you think Facebook should be regulated? And you would think he would come out and be like, no, we have it under control. But this guy comes out and he's like, listen, honestly, when I started this, I didn't think I'd be involved in like world politics and like things of this nature would be going on my website. I'm not gonna say that we shouldn't be regulated, is exactly how he phrased it. Like he wasn't saying yeah we should be, he's just saying I'm not gonna say that we shouldn't. So he's saying now, he's like, honestly,
well, he probably knows there's some stuff going down like in the website, like,
well, that's to say, like, he came out, he's like, I didn't know it was gonna become this, but he's had the website for what, like 15 years now?
Yeah, something like that.
You've seen it grow to this extent.
Yeah.
You've had to be able to see this like 5 years ago, even that your website's at a point now.
Even if you have to project it to like 5 years after this year, like you should see something like this coming.
It's an incredibly useful marketing tool, and if you look at what Facebook owns, so the whistleblower on this, he got his Facebook account suspended instantly, and he was saying in an interview where he's like, honestly, no one realizes how ingrained Facebook is into your life, because his Instagram was linked with his Facebook, so that's also gone. He lost the Tinder account, and he's saying like aspects of social media now are just closed off to him. And he's saying like, and I didn't really think about it either, but if you look at the internet nowadays, it's either Google
or Facebook.
That's
true.
If you get banned from both Facebook and Google, you have nothing on the internet.
I'd rather get banned from
Facebook, I think.
Facebook.
Because you lose YouTube with Google as well.
Yeah.
But think about like all those like just think about whenever you log into something, it's like, do you want to use Facebook to log into?
And that's exactly, I was honestly about to say that.
Because that's crazy how many websites have that.
I love whoever invented that feature.
It's smart. It
Because
really is.
I've like never put a password for anything in the last like
I hate
2
that.
years. Because
I think it's convenient, but I'd rather do my own password.
I hate it because you know what? To me, like, because I've been looking at like all this like internet stuff for a few years now with like cybersecurity, and I feel like it's just way too many eggs in one basket.
Yeah, as soon as your Facebook gets hacked, everything's
gone, man. Like, and just like, you know, as one individual, and this Cambridge Analytica thing kind of exposes this. Yeah. Like, as an individual, my information, useless. You get nothing crazy off of me.
Yeah.
You know, but when you gather my information, your information, our families, our friends, their families and friends, when you get to 50 million people,
all of a sudden, you know, okay, a lot of people think like this.
You start to see like the structure of a culture, and you start to even be able to reconstruct it yourself.
That's so true.
You know what? Like, you have Cambridge Analytica to have 50 million people.
They have the power to change culture.
That's what they did. Like, the whole Trump campaign, there's no argument about it. It was Russian hacking, not so much a cyber attack where they stole information, but a cyber attack where they influenced.
Yeah.
They even,
they
like,
pulled an Inception.
They pulled an Inception.
An Inception, yeah.
They even said, like, I mean, I'll try and post one of the links or a few of the links, but like one of the guys even said, elections aren't based on facts; they're based on emotion. And if you can pull the emotion, then you win the election.
That's just it, and that's
so,
exactly what they did.
Yeah.
Because you got to ask yourself, why is it that so many Americans got upset about Hillary Clinton using her personal email for business, yet everyone kind of just skipped by the fact that Trump's out here saying you could just grab her pussy because you're famous, or like all the other things that came out about him. Like, there were so many terrible things coming out about Trump,
and people are just kind of like, that's okay.
Yeah, but people are kind of like, whatever. And then you look at Facebook, where, you know, you have Trump, the guy that's out here fighting fake news, but doesn't realize his whole campaign was one off of it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Like, with with the reconfiguration of information on social media.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see like the next election. Like I know we talked about it, but like that's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be
At this point, I feel like it's just entertainment. Like I mean, we don't have too much say in it, but like let's just say like 15 or 20 years ago, it was like, okay, if I vote for this person or this person, that can influence my future on like, will I have a job? Like, how will this help me? Like that. Now it's just funny.
Now it's more based off of like who I like more.
Yeah.
But that's the problem. Like because it's
who would win in a fight, Trump or Biden?
Yeah,
like I would.
Biden.
I mean,
Facts.
that would definitely play a part.
Who do you think would win, Biden or Trump?
Like
That's a put in the comments.
yeah, put that in the comments. Yeah. Like the thing about it is like how do you go into the next election as an American citizen and look at the news and watch the campaign trail and try to get your information, like resources online, without feeling like, do I trust this source at all? Because like before Trump, you were like, you don't trust the politician. Everyone was like,
you trust the news.
Yeah, it wasn't even the news. It was kind of like you trusted the party-ish. You got their basic fundamental value.
Yeah.
And then you kind of just judged the politician based off of their personal self. It's who you like more a lot of the time, right? The party has something to do with it for sure. But in the primaries,
yeah, something like that.
Where you have everyone for the party, that's when you're kind of like, okay, who do I like more in this party? But now it's like you look at it and you're like, how do I trust any source? How do I go into this election? You can't trust the person that wants you to vote for them because they'll say whatever they can to get you to vote for them. The news has been discredited completely from Trump.
I think, yeah, go on.
Yeah, and then now social media, you have no idea what that source is. You have no idea who's behind that.
Yeah.
And what kind of bias they're trying to push. It makes it even worse that the bias can be pushed, not even domestically. It's a foreign bias that they're trying to persuade votes.
I think in terms of the news, and I think Canada has like something like this already in place. I don't know if America does, but I think I think they should do this on a journalist basis, not so much like the whole network.
Right.
If you're caught publicly like saying or writing about like false news, you get in some kind of trouble. Like you lose your license. Maybe like the first time you have like a $5,000 fine, second time $30,000, third time not only do you lose your license, but every article from the past that you've written is like discredited completely. And I think in Canada, like there is something like that. Like, but I think that's by like the network. Like the network gets fined or something. But
and that's the way it should be, man.
It's the way it should be.
Because like, and this is what I mean. Where I agree with you with the next election, because it's gonna be interesting to see how voters go about voting when they seemingly can't trust anyone. They can't trust the parties. They can't trust the candidates. The news is discredited. Internet is being completely persuaded by the Russians. And as far as I see it, Russia had a hand in the French election too. That came out. Theresa May called out Putin, and what he did in return is thanked her when he won his election in Russia. Like he went out and he's like, "Oh, I want to thank." I don't think he called her out personally, but he called out her government for being able to bring his people together with the propaganda she's trying to push. Like Putin is playing the same card as Trump, where they're both being arrogant, and they're just disregarding what everyone says as it's not true. If it doesn't fit with their ideology, it's not true.
Who do you think the Democrats are going to have to pull to beat Trump next election?
Honestly, here's the problem with American politics right
Jesus.
now.
I'd vote for him.
I honestly think they'll bring in a celebrity.
I doubt it. Like with the climate is right now, I feel like as of now, the American people don't have much to say in who wins.
Mrs. Obama, I think they'll.
If the Russians,
Can you imagine?
if the Russians don't want Trump to win, he won't win. If they want him to win, I feel like he'll win. Simple as that.
I feel like last election messed up things for better or for worse, but they messed up things so bad where like I feel like the Democrats now are like what do we do? Do we put a celebrity? Do we put a regular politician? I don't know.
Well, that's like democracy itself is in question in the States. Yeah, like if they put a celebrity in, then to the rest of the world, you have just discredited your whole government. If you have a celebrity against Trump, it's just what is your government? What has your country become?
Yeah, it's tricky. It's all tricky now.
Yeah, like we're pretty much watching the early demise of Russia or of America rather.
You think?
I think so. I think this is
it.
This is part of a steep fall, because with the tariffs now with China, they're definitely not really looking out for America right now. Like these new steel and the aluminum tariffs on China, they're probably out there chilling with North Korea. Tell you guys what, don't worry about that summit with Donald Trump. You guys keep your nukes. It's all right. We got your back. Russia's right beside them. They're probably like, yo, can you guys ease up on the aluminum and steel a little bit for us? Yeah, sure, no problem. All right, we're all happy in our part of the world. Screw the Americans.
Well, yeah, but those are 3 countries. I still think the States is like...
Honestly,
like,
man,
those tariffs, I mean, I don't want to get too much into, like, steel tariffs or whatever, but, like,
yeah.
I feel like that's better for America.
But that's the problem. America is playing a cooperative game as a solo player right now. Like, with how small the world is...
With how small the world is, I think America, in terms of power, is, like, the majority.
They are. But that's why we're watching the early demise of it. Because I feel like what they're actively doing is pushing themselves away from their allies and trying to fortify themselves, you know, we're going to bring everything back to America, we're going to be great. But Trump's trying to do this in a way where it's 4 years and he gets everyone out. And because of that, he's making quick decisions that are rippling politically and economically to try to bring a few jobs back to America. And these jobs really, like the coal industry,
that's dumb.
They're not huge jobs anymore. Like a lot of it's done with like robotics and like mining equipment where you don't
Electric.
like you don't have too many people jobs in it anymore. And it's like he's not bringing that many jobs back. And in the process, he's destroying diplomacy for his country on a foreign scale, like worldwide. So, I mean, that's where I stand with American politics right now. But
I think there's too many levels to it.
There is.
Because, like, we only know what they want to tell us. Trump wants to say, like, whatever he wants, but he's only telling us what he wants to tell us. So, it's hard to, like, have, like, a solid opinion based on just what he says.
Yeah, like
or
even what you know, do you really know it? Like, is it really even true?
Hackers.
Oh, it's all a conspiracy. I know.
It's all a conspiracy.
It's all a conspiracy. We're looking for time.
We're at an hour and 20 now and a half.
Where?
2 hours.
Actually? Oh, we're an hour and 18. Hour and 20. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
No, sorry.
Hour and 20.
90 minutes.
Hour and a half.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. I think that's... I don't know how this timing thing. I think it's 90 minutes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up. Thank you very much. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget, we're at 39 now, I think. I think that's...
Swore.
How many times?
I was 38. I swore twice. 38, so all you need to do is comment, subscribe.
It could be yours in a gift card or however we're going to do it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. And follow us on Instagram as well at TikTok__ for all.
Tell your friends to subscribe. We're just looking...
Dude, the more the merrier. We love all of you here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys very much. See you next week.
Later.